Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it is 2:30 in the morning and I am just now returning home from work, as I happen to work nights, and generally when I get deliveries and packages and stuff like that, it's usually early enough in the day for me to grab the package before I leave for work. Today that's not the case. So now if you remember last week's video, I showed you we went outside to look for a package and the weather was beautiful. It was like 50, 60 degrees, and well, all that's changed. That's what it looks like today. It's about 19, 18 degrees out there, and I had a package on my porch. Since this is clearly an algae barn box, this is definitely going to be my pods and my chaetomorph algae. And so it's been sitting out there for several hours in freezing conditions. So let's open this box up and hope that it's not frozen solid. Thankfully, Algae Barn ships in these nice reflective material insulating bags like this. So let me find an edge to open this from. There's nothing else. Their packaging is really nice. I'm gonna have to cut something. Nope. All right, just hold on while I open it. Okay, the drawback to a really well-packed bag is that it'll be really well packed. So looks like it's still liquid in here. I see a small handful of pods. Honestly, I kind of expected it to be more than that. I think I could count how many are in this bottle. And let me get to a better light. Maybe I could tell, see if these are alive or not. Because they don't seem to be moving much. So I'm going to do the old standby. For adding stock to a tank, I'm just going to float it. Let it bring the temperature up and hope it's not bringing it up too much too fast, because this water is quite warm. And then let's see what else. My clean chaeto. Looks like they just ship it straight in a bottle with no water. There's a little water in there. And it's thankfully still liquid. Chaetomorph is pretty tough stuff. I'm not worried about that. We'll get that floating. Also got some of this Ocean Magic live photoplankton to feed the copepods. Hey, look, directions. Because I have some of this I got with another tank I bought second hand off another person, and I had no idea how much I was supposed to put in or how often. So 5 ml per 20 gallons of tank water every day for the first 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, can decrease as needed. However much as needed is. Refrigerate. Shake well before each use. Spot feed corals and inverts. And it's got an expiration date on it, so what I've been using has probably been long since expired. But then again, I don't think there are any pods in that tank over there, so it doesn't really matter. So that's all that was in the bag. But there's also this little bag here. heat ice pack. Oh, wow. So it had a heat pad in it, which was a really nice touch. It's probably why they're still alive. But there is no warmth left in this heat pack. Go back over here, get another look at it, because I noticed that this bottle has a nice Algae Barn logo on it, and it's plastic. Is this one plastic too? Yep, that one's plastic too. Plastic mason jars, who knew? So we're gonna let that warm up, and then we're gonna toss it in, feed them. And see what happens. So I'm still raising my salt level. Get you right up on it. We're up to 32.8. And I'd show you the breakdown, but can't show you the breakdown with the computer. I have to use the phone for that. Which is one of my complaints about the whole Apex system here. Is that there's only certain things I can do from here. And then on the phone app, there's only certain things I can do from here. But I can't do everything with either one. Well, that's interesting. They are showing different numbers for absolutely everything. And they should be completely agreeing. Let me try refreshing this and see if it changes. Alright, that one didn't change. So we'll exit out of that and turn it back on. Okay, so it was the phone that wasn't lining up. There we go, 32.8. So we'll get our salt over the day, and you can see how I've been raising it up over the day. And I raised it up a little bit before I went to bed last night. It fell back down again, and I raised it up a bit more before going to work. And what's interesting is, as the salt has gone up, the pH has also gone up. I had no idea that those two numbers had any correlation with one another, but apparently the pH changes with the salt. So good news, I am up to 33 on my salt, which means I have one more part per 1,000 to go. In addition to that, I've gone in here, I've set up my refugium light. I was going to give it a better name than that, but they don't give you that many characters. Control type light. I'm gonna have it going for 6 hours to begin with, and then seeing as it's basically 4 a.m. now, it's only gonna be like an hour tonight. I don't know why they have it set up to the shutdown probe with the temperature, but I put it up to 85 because it should never get that anyway. So, and I'm trying to look this up, but again, you look it up, and here's all these articles, but other than them not working right, I'm not really seeing an answer to my direct question. So whatever. So back to the main screen. I set it, let's see, where is it? Right here. So I set it to auto, and the light turned on. So move the sketchy overhead light. And we should be good to open the Cheato Max. or pardon me, it's a Cheato Max Light. You can open this clean Cheato they got from Algae Barn. Now people always call Cheato clean Cheato nowadays, but that's really just the name that Algae Barn is given to their Cheatomorph algae. Doesn't really matter though. So let's open this up. Pretty good vacuum seal on it, and trying to get it out in one. Ooh, forgot there was water in there. Trying to get it out in one piece, but it's just not gonna cooperate. Just drop our ball in. Drop our second ball in. And set that aside. Not sure if you can see the Algae Barn logo they have impressed into their plastic mason jar here. There, that's much cleaner, except for that spot there. So, now, we're gonna get our copepods out, and while the bottle, oh, it increased the vacuum because I increased the temperature inside the bottle. That's what happened here. So again, I'm not really quite sure. This is Algae Barn's 5280 pods. So there's supposed to be 3 different species of pods in here. And it's supposed to be enough to start all these little critters here that thankfully are now swimming around, that there's enough of them in here to start a colony of all 6 different species. I wasn't exaggerating at all when I said I could probably count how many are in here. And I'm kind of afraid as soon as I dump them in, they're going to get split up and so separated that there's no chance of them propagating. But whatever, we bought it. Let's open it. Let's hope I'm wrong. Okay, so this one has a plastic seal on it. Just happen to have scissors standing by. Hope I didn't get any of the little buggers. Let's just splash that around in there just in case. And Algae Barn has a really good reputation online, so I don't see why this wouldn't work. But their reputation being what it is, about being clean and sterile and all that sort of thing, I'm pretty confident I can dump this in. Actually, on second thought, let's do the acclimation procedure just in case. So there's a little bit in there now, and we'll let them get used to the water. So how I got that bottle in there is forcing them all to gather down here in the bottom. Yeah, so they've got some more acclimation to do. Then I'm going to drop them in and immediately feed them. Okay, looking at the lid here, right there, if I can keep it out of the shadow, 5,000 plus copepods. 5,000. You're telling me that's 5,000. I mean, I realize these things are small, but there's no way there's 5,000 in there. I don't know, maybe some of them died in the cold and they just ate them all, cannibalized themselves. All right, we're gonna dump these in. Oh crap, I was pulling a vacuum. That was the last thing I wanted to do. Rinse the bottle out real good. See a guy in the glass there. He's running around like he's happy. There's one floating around like he's dead. There's some on the glass over here. Free swimmer over there. All right. I see a bunch of them still in this chamber, and that's where I really want them to set up home base and live, is out of here. And not like over there in the skimmer chamber, but the skimmer's not running right now, so hopefully they'll be fine. Let's go ahead and feed them. I'm going to put in a brand new aquarium, so squeeze some up to the top. It's about 20 milliliters, which is just a teeny bit more than they say. Of course, we're going to dump it in right on top of them. And hopefully that makes them happy and strong, so I can have a tank with copepods in it again. Because they all died out in that other tank over there. Possibly got eaten while I was on vacation. That's going to do it for this episode. But come back for the next episode, and you're going to get to see some new stock for the cube, and maybe you'll get to see my other tank, my third tank. So like and subscribe, and come back for the next episode. I'll see you then.